The other day at work, I had to use a tablet, and normally nowadays that isn't really a big challenge, but it wasn't always like that, because I remember I'm not gonna say it, I was gonna say 6 or 7 years ago. No, because I remember 10 years ago when you had to use a tablet, 9 times out of 10, when you touched the screen, it didn't react, it bugged out on you, audio was terrible. It was just basically unusable. So, I mean, I have owned like one tablet in the past, but they kind of left my mind because I didn't really have any use cases for them. But now I thought, in the big 25, when cheap phones are really good, are cheap tablets any good nowadays? And I'm specifically talking about Android tablets because, you know, it's the same thing with the phones, right? Because Apple only makes like the top tier, high tier products, while on the Android side you had a lot of cheap options. So there were a lot more cheap, bad Android tablets out there because there were no cheap Apple tablets, right? So it makes sense that the Android tablet is something in my mind that's just bad, you know. But I was thinking, what does a cheap tablet get you today? Because it might be worth another shot. Who knows? Maybe they're amazing now. And obviously you still find these tablets that are like over 10 years old, clinging on to life. And even in the big 25, at my previous job, there was this tablet that was just not, you know, not working. That was just not reacting to it being touched. Whoa. Wi-Fi, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Battery life, non-existent. So they are still out there. But I am talking about a new recent tablet, and that's when I found the Xiaomi Redmi Pad 2 Pro. And at first glance, when I was like going down the specs, I mean, to be fair, specs is one thing, but you know, actual use, I mean, the promotional page is always gonna, you know, scream at you about how good it is. Like the specs, they looked kind of impressive for the price you're paying. So I paid 249 euros for this tablet. And that is definitely in the budget tier tablet. Obviously you have ones for 150 or 100 or 50, but realistically I think around 200, max 300 is a reasonable price range for a budget tablet. So let's start talking about the first shock I had when I opened the box. There was a charger in it. In 2025, a charger in the box. I mean, it is nice, it is USB-A, but you know, you do get a charger, which is always nice. The trend continues where you pay less, you get more. So cable, charger, and I thought in the other places there was gonna be like a bunch of other stuff. No, it was just empty surprises. I mean, first impressions, very good. It's a solid, like cold to the touch, no plastic here, which is surprising for this price range. 12-inch, also pretty good. And then I turned on the screen, and I was pleasantly surprised. It's a 2.7K display with 120 Hertz. I was not expecting that. The only thing is, you know, it doesn't go crazy bright, but I mean, again, for this price range, I'm not really expecting it to have like 5 million nits of brightness. So it's doable, it's solid, but it's not gonna blow you away. But the quality, the screen quality is amazing. The only thing I did notice is that when you touch the screen, there's like this very small delay. Like it doesn't feel like it immediately registers when you like swipe or when you touch something. It's not very noticeable, but when you're like quickly going around the tablet, you do notice it, that your finger sometimes feels a bit disconnected from the screen. I don't know if it's like a software thing or if it's like a hardware thing, but you know, when you're just watching movies or YouTube or whatever, it's not that big of a deal. But you know, while you're, you know, I don't know, playing a game or something, it might be a little bit more annoying. But I feel like a tablet like this is perfectly usable, you know, for media consumption. Or if you really want to get your child a tablet, I mean, I guess it does the job, but don't give 8-year-old children tablets, please. But on that note, I was thinking, for that price, screen is amazing. The performance must be shit. And while it is not a powerhouse, it does run very well. Like even a game like Genshin, which is like pretty graphically intense, it's not playing it ultra buttery smooth. I think it's best. I mean, you can still play it on medium settings, but I feel like it's a bit better on low settings. But it does just run it. Like, you can actually just play it. I mean, it's gonna be not as smooth, it's gonna be a little jittery sometimes, but again, for 250 euros, I don't think you can complain that you get a huge tablet like this with a screen like that, and that you can actually play high graphically demanding games. But then I finally came across something that they did cut some corners on, it seems like. But the speakers are not great. It's to be expected. There are 4 and it is stereo. They just don't sound the best. I mean, they get the job done. You can hear things, but it's not amazing. So I would recommend you know, putting some headphones in. And it even has a headphone jack, so you don't have to worry about Bluetooth or whatever. If you just want to use your IAMs or just some wired headphones, you can do that. So I feel like if they have to cut corners on something, it might as well be the speakers, or in this case as well, the cameras. But I mean, I wouldn't even, you know, be mad if my tablet didn't have a camera. The camera on this is straight out of like 2015. It's not good, but you know, sorry for iPad moms out there, but you know, this is not a great one to take pictures with. So I guess those are the 2 things that they, you know, kind of cut the corners on. But you know, headphone jack is great, and there was even a SIM card tool in the box, which means this takes
SD card.
And then I was thinking, surely the battery life sucks. No. It is actually surprisingly very good. I think it's like 12,000 milliamp hours, and I was full brightness watching some One Piece. Yes, I'm at episode 303 or 4. That's where I'm at right now. But I was watching some episodes, and after 2 episodes, I think it lost like 5 or 6%, which for like 40 minutes it's pretty good, like very good actually. So yeah, no, battery life has not been a complaint at all, and it charges fairly quickly. It's like a 33 watt charger. Like it's I'm not sitting there for 3 hours waiting for my tablet to charge. You know, it is a big cell. It's 12,000 milliamp hour, but yeah, no complaints there either. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, the website where I bought it, it said it was an OLED screen. It's not. It's LCD, but again, for 250 euros, that's fine by me. But the big question is, will it replace, or can it replace, the 1,000 euro plus tablets? Maybe. Like, I owned a Galaxy S8 Plus a few years back, which, I mean, it was an amazing tablet. It was super smooth, the screen was amazing, battery life was not great, it was worse than this. But just for media consumption, this does the exact same thing like that did. It's only going to be, you know, for those people that maybe use iPad Pros or S11 Ultras, when you're actually going to do some like editing or stuff like that. You can draw on this as well. There's a pen you can use to draw on this. It's probably not going to be as accurate as those very expensive ones, but I feel like for 99% of the people out there that use a tablet, it's gonna do the job more than fine. But obviously for a lot of people, the brand name, like if you have Apple or if you have Samsung on it, is gonna be more important than the price you pay and the performance you have. So, you know, it's up to you. But for me, I feel like this is perfectly capable of being, you know, a good everyday tablet to watch some, you know, anime on, some YouTube, some Netflix, do some light work on it, do some light gaming. It does it all. And, you know, when you buy it, the only thing, you know, maybe a case, but other than that, you get the charger in the box. So yeah, that's a nice thing to have as well. So pleasantly surprised. So I'm happy to announce that the shitty days of the Android tablets, I feel like are at an end, or coming to an end at least, because there will be, out in the wild, there will be some that are still absolutely ass. But you know, something like this, it gives me hope. So thank you very much, Xiaomi, very good job. Don't steal all my data though, that would not be nice. But anyway, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.